on it very much. Here's what we're going to hopefully do this afternoon to interest you, I hope, and to open up a discussion about sharing who we are, where we work, what we do. I've already explained what we're doing at the STLHE conference, so we'll skip that bit. And obviously our aim in the longer term is to build links. And clearly there's some interesting commonalities, thanks very much, between ourselves and yourselves. So I've said 30 to 40 minutes, well okay. We might lead to some questions. We're obviously interested in the differences and similarities between teacher training in England or Wales, excuse me, Wales and Canada. We're interested in particular issues that interest me, the take-up of ICT in Canadian education and of course in higher education. And of particular interest also is the Education for Sustainable Development and Global Citizenship, ESDGC, which is a growing and important part of the education agenda in Wales, and Ron will say a few words about that. Location. Well, just to do a bit of geography, if you'll excuse me. Have we got any geographers in the room? I hope you can see that. You can recognise the UK. That's us right down here near Cardiff. Okay? And to look at the next slide, that will just show you a more local map. This is us down here. In fact, we're based specifically at this little village called Cullean, which is just outside Newport. The reason for showing you that area map is to just draw your attention to the fact that this is South East Wales. And South East Wales is, generally speaking, a relatively deprived region of the country. This is what's known as the valleys across here. The geographers amongst you will appreciate that the important feature of the valleys is this north-south valleys that cut through the coal seams. And of course coal was the major industry of this region. Newport particularly was once upon a time the largest coal port in the whole world, let alone in the UK. But now of course that's all gone. We're talking about 1/5 of the population is unemployed. Interesting fact I discovered the other day though, which may be a negative indicator, is that the birth rate is exceeding the death rate. But it may be for the wrong reasons. That is to say, young people have got really nothing left but to make families, because that's the only way, if you like, that there's any chance of building any security by getting the welfare support that goes with having families. We are talking serious deprivation in this region. Okay. The Newport School of Education. I'm going to quickly flip and just show you our website, if it goes to the net, which it is not doing. Here we go. We'll get there. School of Education website. And obviously I'm not going to dwell on that, but just to give you the link, because I'll leave the PowerPoint behind and you can look at that in your own time. So that's a link to our website, and of course you should explore that perhaps, and there you will find names and contacts. There are 10 higher education institutions in Wales, of which we are one, plus the Open University, but we're quite a small regional university. It's interesting to hear that you have 100,000, or shall I say anywhere between 50,000 and 100,000 students. But you'll see from our numbers that we're relatively small by comparison. And the School of Education in particular, where this group works, you can see we have 900 students and a couple of thousand part-timers. So we're a small regional university, and we're on a mission like many small regional universities. The particular mission we're on is development of regional development. We have a widening participation agenda, trying to draw in a lot of the people from our local region who are economically underprivileged, educationally underprivileged, and so forth. I mean, there's a 1/5 of people, young people living in the region who don't have any basic educational qualifications. And so we have a big challenge ahead of us as a regional university to lift up the region through educational inputs. The Centre for Excellence in Learning and Teaching, which I might have mentioned, is in fact the people that have funded us, the organisation in our university that funded us to arrive here. And again, I won't waste time clicking on the link, because that will just take you to the website for the Centre for Excellence in Learning and Teaching. You'll notice the acronym, CELT for CELT. It's a very clever acronym. But as with many universities, though I'm not sure about the Canadian context, its mission is to enhance learning and teaching through pedagogical research. It's trying to find that magic link between between research into teaching and learning and the development of teaching. Interestingly enough, having a conversation this morning with Mark and Kathy, we've already picked up a few interesting ideas about how that might be happening here. What were they called? The interactive, the projects. We're drying up because we can't quite remember, but they are a project work that you do.
Yeah. The interaction between your university tutors and the school tutors, and the fact that you get together to actually undertake research to inform the learning and teaching strategies, which we're very much just about starting down that road. So we certainly haven't gone as far as you have in that direction, so we found that quite fascinating, really.
So you'll see that there are 3 umbrella themes that guide the CELT. Technology-enhanced learning is one important theme or program that unifies the CELT in particular. Sustainable development is another theme, of which Ron and Tatiana is a PhD student working in that area. And community learning, and in fact Annette, her particular brief is community learning, and is part of an organisation called the Community University of the Valleys, where a lot of the work in community learning
Could I butt in and ask, I'm just trying to focus on how much of this is related to your post-secondary interests and how much of it is in the schools, or whether, glory of glories, you've managed to unify the post-secondary interest in teaching and learning with the school.
Funnily enough, we're just getting to that point, but Kerry is about to talk about that very question. I'd like to say we've done it, yes.